Richard was a young man who lived in a big city. He owned a small garment shop at first, but with hard work, his business started to grow. He designed clothes and managed orders all by himself. He had just a few workers. But soon his business grew more and more, and he hired several more employees. One evening at a friend's wedding, he met a beautiful girl named Lisa. They talked for hours that night. Slowly, they began meeting more often. After some time, he proposed to her, and she said yes. They got married and were very happy. Even during work, Richard would call Lisa, just to hear her voice. Sometimes she called him too, just to say she missed him. One evening, Lisa was shopping at a mall. She stopped near a toy store and saw a couple with their baby. The baby looked around 8 months old, sitting in a stroller, clapping tiny hands. Lisa watched them for a moment. Her heart felt warm.
I'll hold my own baby like this.
She smiled.
I'll hug it close and never let go.
After shopping, she went back home, still thinking about that little baby. That evening, Richard and Lisa sat on the balcony, sipping tea. A cool breeze passed by. Lisa looked at him and said softly,
Today I saw a baby. I really wish we had one.
Richard's face turned serious. His voice was cold.
I don't want a child right now.
Lisa's eyes dropped to her cup. Her smile slowly disappeared. She didn't say another word. A few months passed. One morning, Lisa felt dizzy and weak. She went to the doctor. After some tests, the doctor smiled.
Congratulations,
she said.
You're going to be a mother.
Lisa's eyes filled with tears of joy. Her hands trembled as she held the report. She returned home happily. That night, after dinner, she sat beside Richard.
I have good news,
she said, eyes shining.
I'm pregnant.
Richard looked at her. His voice was cold.
I told you before. I don't want the child.
Lisa stared at him, shocked.
But I do. This is our baby.
Richard stood up and walked into the study room. Lisa sat alone on the bed. Her eyes were red. She wiped her tears.
I won't lose my child. No matter what.
The next morning, Richard and Lisa sat at the table, eating breakfast in silence. After finishing his tea, Richard stood up and picked up his briefcase. He paused for a moment, then looked at Lisa.
Go to the doctor today,
he said flatly.
End this.
Lisa looked up, stunned. Her lips parted, but no words came out.
I can't,
she finally said. Richard's tone turned sharp.
It's my final decision.
He walked out and shut the door behind him. Lisa sat frozen.
No. I can't do this,
she whispered. She stood up, wiped her tears. and packed a bag with trembling hands. Before leaving, she tore a piece of paper and wrote something. She folded it and placed it on the side table, next to the lamp. Lisa looked around the room one last time, her eyes full of pain, her heart heavy. Then she left the house. Lisa reached her old flat. She unlocked the door and stepped in slowly. It was messy, dust on shelves, crumbs on the floor, and dishes in the sink. She sighed and tied up her hair. Then she started cleaning. She swept the floors, dusted the shelves, wiped the kitchen counters, and cleaned the washroom. After a while, she sat on a chair in the kitchen. Her back ached. She was tired and hungry. She picked up her purse and went out. Soon she returned with a small pack of sandwiches. She sat down, unwrapped one, and took a bite.
I will go to Amelia tomorrow.
She thought.
She'll help me find a job. I need money for doctor visits, groceries, bills, everything. I have to eat well. Take care of my diet.
Her chest felt heavy. A tear rolled down her cheek.
Richard should have cared for all this,
she thought. She wiped her tears quietly. That night, Richard came home but didn't see Lisa. He noticed a paper on the side table. He read it.
I can't live without my baby.
He smiled sadly.
But you can live without me.
That night, he couldn't sleep. Days passed. Lisa started a job at a nearby grocery store. She worked long hours, standing on her feet all day. One afternoon, while stacking items, she suddenly felt dizzy.
Are you okay?
Her coworker Sarah asked, stepping closer. Lisa nodded.
I'm fine.
She walked slowly to the side and sat down on a bench.
Richard, you left me and our baby alone.
She whispered. After a few moments, she got busy again. Months passed. One evening, Richard sat in his car. At a red light, he looked to the side. In the next car, a baby girl laughed in her mother's arms. She looked about a year old. Richard stared.
If our baby was born, maybe she'd look like that.
He thought. His heart ached.
I love that baby. Do I love my baby too?
That night, he couldn't sleep.
I left Lisa alone when she needed me the most.
The next evening, he went to Lisa's apartment. Lisa opened the door, shocked. Richard smiled slowly.
Can I come in?
Lisa nodded slowly. He stepped inside and sat down.
Can you really live without me?
He asked. Tears filled her eyes.
I couldn't hurt my baby.
Richard dropped to his knees.
Lisa, I'm sorry. I was wrong. I didn't see it before. But I love our baby. I want us back.
Lisa wiped her tears and nodded. They smiled as tears rolled down their cheeks.